We're going to do it one more time. Microphone check 1, 2. If you can hear me in the chat, put a 1 in the chat.
And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames. But they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be. Says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes, but don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
Microphone check 1, 2. This is DJ Torch on the 1 and 2. We're gonna keep this going right now. Here we
Y'all,
go.
Keith Lee is
Yeah, this is the Keith Lee situation right here. Shout out. Let me get some shout outs out of the way. If you can hear me, first of all, if you can hear me in the chat, hit on the number 1 so I know I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, that's Asia Wilkerson, I believe. And she is excellent. Mystic Moon is in the house. Jizzy B is in the house. Tevin is in the house. We have Kay Brown in the house. Corey is in the house. Everybody up in the clouds is in the house. We're gonna have a good show tonight. Let's go ahead and check out this situation with Keith. He has been doing some great things in the community. If we had a lot more Keiths in the community, we'd have a lot more success in the community. Here we go.
back in the news, and as usual, it's for doing God's work. Y'all, if you don't
And then this is Tisa Tells. Tisa Tells. Tisa, tell us. Here we go.
know, there is a whole scandal erupting out of behind Keith Lee out of Texas. Y'all, what is going on with Texas? But I wanted to bring you the receipts to see what y'all think, because it has some interesting characters. It has Keith Lee basically giving $5,000 to a food truck owner. Okay. Actually it's 4,800, but it don't matter. He was doing God's work. He showed up out the blue. And now it's debated on whether
What I love about this young man is he just doesn't go to the famous places or places that are already, making heavy money. He goes to places that nobody even knows about. He goes to shops, stores. It could, I mean, food trucks. I mean, really, I mean, that's when you know he's really down for what he does. He's really good at it. Very great character. So, shout out to Keith Lee. Here we go.
he was promoted, whether somebody bought him along, what was going on. There was a food truck owner. She sold like cakes and sweets. There was a barber and there was a hair braider. And yes, they were hair and braiding hair out in a parking lot. I guess at least they don't got to sweep up nothing, right? When Keith Lee left, he was so impressed with the lady's business that he said, yo, I want to pay it forward. You know Keith Lee, right? Listen, all he does is amplify. If you good, he gonna make you great. If you bad, baby, everybody gonna find out you the worst. Okay, I'm a fan of Keith Lee. A lot of people were dragging him, but y'all, I'm about to play y'all the receipts. Not only did this lady get on Instagram Live and tell her thing, her son got up there hooping and hollering. And then Keith Lee came and cleared the air. I want to know who y'all think is lying, who y'all think is telling the truth. Let's get back to those 4 bands and 800s. So what happened was,
Yeah, this was crazy. You should hear this. This is going crazy.
he's like, yo, I love this. He literally gave the girl, said, listen, I want to give you a $2,000 tip. He said, I love your stuff so much. I also want to give $800 to pay for everybody in line paid
Listen close now, that this is very important. $2,000 tip.
for their orders. Okay.
$800 in free food, which is basically a lot of food. That's like, let's say the plates average $10 a plate. That would be 80 plates, but, soul food is pretty expensive. Let's go 15. So, maybe not 80 plates, more let's say 50 plates, 50 plates, 50 plates, right? Here we go.
And he also said, so that was 800. Now we at 2,800. He said, I also want to give $1,000 to the barber and $1,000 to the hairdresser. Okay. And that was it. Everybody said, thank you, Keith Lee. He was in the Lord's work. But y'all, pandemonium exploded because after he left, people are saying that that woman only gave 3 free things to the people in line and then charged everybody else. And
That was all bad. See, that right there is that is the character issue right there, because I understand she had an issue with Keith Lee giving the other people out there for technically just showing up, um, to in a way in a way slightly clout chase, but there was nothing weird, or what would you call it, strange about, I need you to give away, I wanna buy $800 worth of food. That is where the character issue came in. Here we go.
that other $2,000 that was supposed to go to other people, she ain't never getting the money. Y'all. Now listen, the woman weighed in. Talking about y'all. Listen, they're even saying Keith Lee destroyed this woman's business. The woman weighed in, the son weighed in, and then Keith Lee came and weighed in, and baby TikTok went crazy. With no further ado, let's pull up the receipts, but we're gonna let this woman say her own story. Okay.
This is the weird thing. This is the weird thing. This is a very good, and culture, let's say culture, because a lot of people don't believe in community, and I respect that. But this is a very, very good culture-based education, because if remember when everybody was saying, "Well, why didn't uh, black businesses survive?" So on and so forth. This is a great example why. Here we go.
And then we're gonna get into Keith Lee, and then what everybody else is saying. All right, let's go.
Okay, you guys. First of all, I want to say I'm not a scammer and I'm not a thief. I am just a person who's trying to make it every day.
I have no problem with that right now. I have no problem with that. Let's keep it going.
I want to give a shout out to my son for marketing me. I don't know how many of you guys follow him, but because of him, that is the reason why Keith Lee came to visit me.
We'll see. We'll find out soon. I've heard different stories.
Now, when I arrived that day, the only reason why Sherelle was there, and I don't know her that well.
Let me pause it right now. I need to ask everybody in the chat, do you know about Keith Lee? If you know about Keith Lee, put Keith in the chat. If you don't know about Keith Lee, just leave it blank. Let me just make sure that everyone understands the person, who this person is. I mean, he's big on every social media platform. He is one of the most popular food critics out there, and that includes those big time food critics that are, doing these TV shows. I know for a fact, I know somebody's going to snag him soon. Welcome, Nappy Diva. Um, I know someone's gonna snag him soon to do a food show. I know it. I would be shocked if they didn't. I would be utterly shocked. I mean, he's he's he speaks excellent. He is calm, cool, and collected. Knows how to work under pressure. Um, legs for life in the house. Legs for life in the house. Um, he is he's just really the he I feel proud when he's around. Let's put it that way. I feel proud, very proud of him. I feel very proud. He's calm. He's everything that we need more of in the community. That's how I see Keith Lee. Let me keep it going. I'm sorry to sound like a Keith Lee fan. I guess I am too.
I don't know her that well. The only reason why she was there is because my son asked her to be there, I guess. I don't know. And then she said that she wanted to meet Keith Lee, so she just wanted to be there. So it wasn't that she was working for me. She really just wanted to be there for Keith Lee.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Somebody wanting to be there for Keith Lee. Okay, so what happened?
Um, but I want to give a shout out to her anyway.
Now, again, I'm just letting y'all hear what she had to say because what do y'all think about it? At the beginning, she had me. I was a little sympathetic because I was like, your son did all this. What's going on? Maybe people are trying to ruin
Yeah,
you.
yeah, me too. Me too for a second. For a second, Cisa. Just for a second though. Here we go.
Y'all,
You
listen to
know,
this.
because okay, they went on Facebook Live, Instagram, I don't know what platform it was, and they were marketing me, trying to get him out there to see me. So I still want to thank her for doing that. And yes, she do deserve to be compensated for that. But she will not even talk to me about that. You know? Now, getting to the nitty gritty. So we all out there. And my son called this guy. I guess that's her brother. I didn't know him, never seen him, to come cut his hair. And he came out there to cut his hair. He plugged his thing into my generator.
Okay. The funny thing about this is I'm not sure what this has to do with what Keith Lee's wishes were, but let's keep it going. Let's give her a chance. Here we go.
And he cut his hair. I'm in the food truck. I'm going crazy because I know he's coming. And I'm trying to get, so I'm not fully aware of what's going on outside, y'all. So next thing I know, I see a girl running and Sherelle running, and they hug, and I'm like, who is that? Come find out she was supposed to have been braiding no girl hair, but she told her to come out there because she didn't want to miss Keith Lee. So
I mean, who wants to miss Keith Lee? I mean, even if this is what I don't get. Let's keep it going.
when Keith Lee did arrive, it looked as if they were with me.
Now, when I first heard this, I was like, wait, what? Is this a misunderstanding? And if they look like they were with you and he thought they were with you, why don't you just give them the money that, like, their portion of the tip? You know what I'm saying? But let's continue.
And it's a big TikToker. I don't know much about her. All I know is I built this business from the ground up.
And she destroyed it in one day.
Me and my son. And for her to even think, because she called somebody out there just to braid her hair, that she deserved $1,000 and try to make it seem like, now I could see.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is Keith Lee broke down how she's supposed to split it. That's how it broke down. He understands, he understood the whole situation. She didn't understand how business runs. This is the problem that a lot of us might have in the community where if she just went along, went and was kind about it, though that little piddly $2,000 would have been a $20,000 profit. But let's keep it going.
If when Keith Lee said,
By the way, everybody, likes are free. Feel free to hit the like button. Just want to get the numbers up so we can continue to do more interesting and off the wall and out of the box live streams so we can get them, you know, up into the algorithm. We know we could be doing some some manosphere beef stuff or something like that and get high numbers, but we want to do something deep. So if you're on the train for that, let us know. We want to try to do some things that are a little bit less monotonous. Let's put it that way. Here we go.
give that barber $1,000 for free haircuts. He should have said, anybody, come on, who want their haircut for free? Come on. Then he would have deserved it. Then that would have made him with me. Because now
But see, well, let me play. Let me let it play. Let me let it play.
you're helping me. You're shining on me. This man was not with me. He was only solely there because my son called him to cut my hair. Now, I would love to do the
Okay, let me pause it because I think she's about to say something very important. I'm going to rewind that. Then I want to read Mystic Moon's message. Mystic Moon says this: Keith was seeing the bigger picture. Bars. He was trying to help and help, trying to get help and recognition to as many people as he could in 5 minutes. The fact that she did this just makes me angry. And Mystic Moon, I couldn't agree with you more. All he had to do was be a little bit. All she had to do is be a little bit more patient. Do it. Do what the person who blessed you the money with asked you to do, and you would have reaped at least way more benefits than 2K. Legs for Life says this. So DJ Torch, have you been in these YouTube streets to see all the drama going on? Legs for Life. Oh my man, I have seen it. I was seeing people going back and forth, front and down. Oh man, it was crazy. Yeah, that stuff would wear you out, you know. The YouTube streets for real. Okay, so Legs for Life, Legs, you must. Keith Lee is somebody. Let me break out down for all those who don't know about Keith. Keith Lee is a food critic, former MMA fighter, and now is a food critic, a Michelin food critic. He is well known in all spaces, and that includes other cultures. He has had numerous um, news, news footage releases because of the goodness that he does in the community and the positivity that he does in the community, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Rika Ree Gaming is in the house. Rika Ree says this: stopping her business after the third customer instead of making even more money and having her business become a success because she was greedy did ruin her. Yep, just wow. Well said. Here we go, folks. We're going to keep it going. Here we go.
my hair. I would love to do the right thing. And I feel
Notice how she says, I would love to do the right thing. It wasn't her like, um, like Mystic Moon said, it's not her money to do the right thing with. She's supposed to just pass it on. Man, this is gonna let me keep it going. Here we go.
like I did do the right thing. Now for her, and then I told her on
Wait, let
top
me
of
go
that,
back on that.
I
Let me
didn't
go
even
back.
have the money.
Let me go back on that. Okay.
Now I would love to do the right thing. And I feel like I did do the right thing. Now for her, and then I told her on top of that, I didn't even have the money. He paid with a credit card. The money just hit the bank account today. I'm going to give my son what he deserves. And I would give her some what because she did market me that morning, but that's all she did.
See, she's already messing up because Keith Lee already, who gave her a $2,000 tip, already told her how he wanted the money split up. Now he can't force her to do it, but she's the one who accepted it. She's the one who said that I'll put it on the card. Yeah. Why seeking knowledge? Welcome to the chat. And all she needed to do is do that. I understand that she might have not felt like they deserved it, but it's what his wishes were. Remember, she's $2,000 richer because of the tip he gave her, and is going to and would have been probably at least $20,000 richer than usual if she didn't mess it up.
And I don't even know who he is. The barber, that's my son's head. He wasn't with me. Keith Lee, I heard he thought that they were my kids. They're not my kids. Those were my son friends. But this ain't even about money, y'all. This is about the principle.
Exactly. Exactly, and the principle is, what did Keith Lee tell you to do with the money? Because I understand, she's saying that they just popped out of nowhere because they went to see Keith Lee. They weren't there trying to hustle Keith Lee. They were not. The barbers came there because they wanted to see Keith Lee and had to cut somebody's hair. So they said, "Let's go ahead and cut somebody's hair while we're there." And so he gave them the money to cut, $1,000 worth of hair, I guess, or something like that, right? Now, whether they did it or not, that's between Keith Lee and them. She was the I under if the only thing I think she can do is charge for if there was a credit card fee. But really, quite honestly, you just made $2,000 on a tip. You made 2,000, and in addition of $800 more for just to sell $800 worth of food, which she didn't sell, which she didn't do. She actually stacked stacked that in her pocket.
How dare you come and make it seem like this was something that it wasn't? You were supposed to be out there to support Sweetly Seasoned, a struggle.
See, she's just, oh my God, if I've seen this happen a lot where people literally are doing and saying things that are making them lose more money instead of gaining more things. I mean, it's like this is a problem in the community. We know it's a problem in the community. Something we need to work on is this right here, because whether it's two guys getting in a fight and it ending up horribly, or this woman right here literally destroying her own business in one day after a great blessing, you can tell that there's a big problem to be solved in our community. This mentality is ridiculous. Too many of us think for the just thinking short term and not what one of my team members calls the long game. She would let me keep it going. Let me keep it going.
In business. And then you turn around and make it seem like it was something that it wasn't. I dare you. I dare you. And yeah, for everybody, I'm getting emotional
Is it
because
I dare you or how dare you? Let's keep it going.
y'all have no idea how much work and effort I put into my business. And I don't know if this was gonna make me or break me. I don't know, but I know I got God.
Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you're like, baby, you got God, but is he on your side? I mean, he'll
Yeah. Tisa, I hear you. Let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up for a minute. I gotta test out my new setup anyway. Um, Let me see what we can do here. Phoenix Soul in the house. Welcome, Phoenix Soul. Phoenix Soul got that soul. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna keep playing it. Tisa, tell us what's on your mind.
always have you, even in your darkest hour. But did you just fumble the Keith Lee effect? Because right now things are sounding strange. Hold on, y'all. We almost to the
I
end of
don't
her
think I'm
explanation
wrong.
because you need to hear the whole thing. So what
I don't
Keith
think I'm
and all
wrong.
them
And if
say
I'm wrong,
make,
I
and what
want
Keith
Keith
says is
Lee
going to shock you.
to feel like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King with so many hate calls
Oh my God. Oh, here we go.
all night long.
I know, I rolled my eyes too. No, you didn't just compare yourself to Martin Luther King. But let's keep going.
Threatening me. Oh, the free food. That's a lie. That's a lie. I supposed to close at 5 o'clock, but Keith Lee came right before that. So
Somebody
I
wait. Somebody just gave you $800 $2,800 for you just yourself. You can stay open a little later. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. The weirdest thing I've ever heard. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. Good evening, Torch and chat. I'm not getting notifications. Man, okay. I heard that the best thing to do is to unsub and then sub again, and then make sure you hit the bell on the bottom. That so it click bell on the bottom. But yeah, it's weird. YouTube can be weird. Um, Mystic Moon says this is the spirit of desperation and lack. Why do you need God? You had Keith Lee, basically, and God sent him there, right? That's the funny thing. He sent him there. It's like that's the funny thing is a lot of people when they get blessings, sometimes they think that's God Himself is going to be there and say, "Here, you go," and directly give it to you. When other people actually give it to you, when He gives through them. Speakery Gaming says this. Let me bring it in this so people can see I'm God fearing. Yep, yep, a God fearing woman. Supposedly, she obviously doesn't sound that way. Otherwise, she wouldn't be in this mess right now. Brina West is in the house. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to keep it going. Here we go.
I set out to 9 o'clock giving out free food to everybody. That is a lie. That is a lie.
Wait, let me go back a little bit.
Lie.
You didn't just compare yourself to Martin Luther King. But let's keep going.
Threatening me. Oh, the free food. That's a lie. That's a lie. I supposed to close at 5 o'clock, but Keith Lee came right before that. So I set out to 9 o'clock giving out free food to everybody. That is a lie. That is a lie.
That'd be interesting to look into.
Is it a lie? Because something ain't adding up. You stayed out 4 hours extra handing out free food because people knew Keith Lee was at your stand, and it took you 4 hours to give away $800 in free food, and a slice of cake is $8. Okay.
Right. I mean, the thing is this that I agree. $800 worth of food is not a whole lot of food. You're looking at, let's say, $20 a plate or something, right? $20 per order. That's for just 40 people. I've never seen one of my spots where I used to be working. They had food trucks all day. They would get 100 people out in in an hour and a half. In and out. They'd have 100 people served in an hour and a half. So that's kind of weird. That is really weird to me. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this, and I hope to see you guys. I'm not gonna let this stop me. I hope to see you guys. I have some great things coming up. It is what it is. It was everything. You cannot believe everything you hear, and you cannot believe what people say.
Brina says, don't. Brina says, don't touch my food. If you're putting your nose on it, that's crazy. Let me keep it going. And she is wiping her nose.
It's fact.
You know what people say, you entitled to your own opinion, but you can't have your own facts. So let's hear from one of the people that said that they should have gotten at least a stack and her brother should have gotten a stack from the Keith Lee tip. Let's get into this.
But now this is where the downfall comes in. A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this. I see y'all giving out haircuts. My little brother, yeah. He wants to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody. Oh, that's my little brother. He wants to go pick up my baby brother from school. We want to leave you $1,000 to cut hair. We want to leave you $2,000. And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his card, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do. right?
Y'all, it wasn't over because Sweetly Season, that's a food truck lady, her son was getting rowdy, responding, basically calling this girl and her brother a liar.
Wrong. You came to help a struggling business owner, but you found a way to build controversy around it for your page. So you get clicks, views, and money.
Now, already off the bat, I'm side-eyeing the son because you're accusing Keith Lee of needing your mama's business to get clicks and boy, okay, but let's see what else you got to say because he already.
Let me get my 2 cents in here too, because this is crazy. This is a funny thing. This is called what back in the day, what we called shooting yourself in the foot. This is what you call shooting yourself in the foot. He just, oh, wait a minute. Shooting yourself in the foot while, okay, biting the hand that feeds you. Literally. He fed these people promotion. He fed these people what the Keith Lee effect. He gave money to them so they could give money out free, and they blew all of it. They don't really, quite honestly, in my opinion, I don't believe they deserve to have a food truck. This is just too much of a mess up.
He's starting off on the wrong foot.
She literally said, right hand to God. If I don't, this is the part that made me mad. They came to the food truck at closing. I was like, it was basically going to be like some type of pew pew session.
This is how you know somebody is not ultimately really what you would call religious, because they would have understood if, see, Keith Lee is extremely religious, and that's how his philosophy is built. That's why he did what he does. He could have just left and not give any more. She still would have got the Keith Lee effect, but he really wanted to do that. So he did. So that would amplify what he was trying to do even more. And if these people really truly believed, they would have understood, or at least at the very least been a lot more patient. And then they probably, the light would have gone up in their mind if they were like that, if they were religious truly, that light bulb would have been up in their mind a day or two later. Oh, that's what he was doing. Even, hey, it would have been a day slow, really, because it was easy for anybody to see what he was doing. But at least it would have some. The fact that they did all this tells me they're false believers. Let's just put it that way, in my opinion, of course. Here we go.
Between him and my brother, because he was threatening my mom, her brother, talking about he was going to do whatever to my mom. So I'm like, okay, my brother was there sitting in the car just waiting. Like, what you want to do? Mind you, just the next day after he had got the haircut. So I'm like, we're not doing all this. I'm like, I don't see what's the point. Her brother's like, I need my money now. I'm like, how are we going to give you the money now if nobody has it, bro? Like I told you, I went to
Her brother, her son is Dusty and Zesty. Brina West in the house. Yeah, he is. I see it there. I see it. Yep, I agree. Here we go.
the truck. I asked my mom. Nobody had the money. The payment just cleared today. Just cleared today. He paid with a Square. When do Square pay the next day, y'all? When do Square pay? He paid at
That has nothing to do with it. Bro, your mom already admitted on live stream that she was holding the money for different reasons because she felt the other people didn't deserve it. So it's not the fact that the payment process didn't go through yet. We understand that. The problem is that she didn't feel the other people deserved the money. That's where the problem came in. It had nothing to do. I mean, I'm sure they would have asked the other people there, the people was cutting hair and doing braids. If they said, "Look, you know how the credit card thing rolls because you probably take them yourself, so it's just going to be a day, two or three. I think there's 3 working days or something that it takes for it to hit." They would have understood, but his mom was saying N-O. No, you don't deserve this money. And the problem with that is that that's not what Keith Lee wanted. That wasn't her money. I understand it went through her credit thing, but she made the deal to do it. She made the deal at the time when Keith Lee handed over the business card. I mean, the credit card. That's how it would go down. If she would have argued with him right then at the beginning, it would have been dumb, but I would have understood it because she's saying, I can't do that because, you know, I don't feel they deserve it. She didn't say that at the time. She started doing this stuff afterwards. That's the weird part about it. Remember, Keith Lee had already made the deal. Keith Lee had already made the deal. The deal is done. At the very least, business is business. You made the agreement, you went through the arrangement, boom. In the house, Miss RV. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Here we go.
5 p.m. after 5 p.m. He made like 5:30 p.m. You don't get those payments at midnight.
But your mama just said that she didn't feel like she owed anybody anything, and she felt
Thank you, Tisa, for backing me up. I appreciate that. Here we go.
that that money was hers. So, okay, let's keep going because we about to get into what Keith Chief, what Keith had.
Like, and I didn't have $1,000. Well, I have $1,000 in the bank, but I didn't have it to go and just give. You know what I'm saying? The bank was closed.
No, nobody wanted you to do that. Nobody did. Your mom, just like Tisa said, your mom said she didn't want to give the money for other reasons. Come on now. This is easy. This is easy math. Everybody in the world, well, let's say most people in the world, understand credit card hits take time. And if they were a professional barber or a professional hair weaving team, they know they're gonna be cool with it. The problem is your mom said N-O. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
I can't get your brother $1,000. I said I would give your brother $1,000 just off GP, just so that you wouldn't put this stuff on the internet and try to lie and get clout off of it, which you said you were going to do as my freaking friend.
Oh man. Now this is where we get into another lesson I need to break down. And I'm going to keep saying this. It's going to be one of my main mantras. One of the worst things that us brothers do or have is a bad temper. It has been our undoing for a very long time. This young man right here, I understand he's trying to make a point. I understand he's passionate about the business or whatever. But the bottom line is this: expressing, what should we call it? Amplified vulgarities is not going to help you at all. Here we go.
You gonna sit there and lie like, no, I'm not gonna put it on the internet.
The funny thing is this is that he knows this. He knows that everybody can hear him. Everybody got good sound systems, whether it's an Apple, an Apple iPhone or a Samsung or a computer. Everybody got speakers. You don't need to be yelling. I understand you're expressing an emotion, but we don't need all that right now. We just need you to understand what we already know.
Yeah, because I'm just not gonna do that. That's not the mission at all. I'm like, you let me put drama around Keith Lee's name when it doesn't have to be. Like, you're really acting like, she act like my mom was just like, oh, this all my money. I'm not paying none of y'all. Y'all not getting none. No, y'all not getting none. Never. How many times did my mom say she was sending out money? Y'all don't want to hear that part though.
Yo, Keith wanted to hear that part because, baby, he responded and set the record straight. And, ooh, this is embarrassing.
Y'all don't want to.
Keith Lee has spoken.
3 days ago, me and my family went to Sweetly Seasoned Food Truck. Number one, nobody.
I want you to really, really notice how calm, relaxed, professional, and articulate this brother is. I mean, if the community, I'm telling you, I can't say it more. If there was more brothers like this in the community, okay, it would be a better community. He just check him out. Check him out. He's just I have the utmost respect for him. Here we go.
They had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas, like everybody else found out we was in Dallas, because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team, and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes.
So the reason he's bringing this up is during a live, the owner of Sweetly Season's son said that Keith Lee's team called the day ahead of time to let him know that they were coming. And Keith is making it abundantly clear that nobody knew he was coming.
Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching the lives. We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get his $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing. That's marketing. God willingly, after we post the video, there will be a line out the door. If there's a line out the door and there's a barber and a braider doing hair while people are waiting, that's marketing. So again, it's in the hood. You play some music, you cutting hair, you braiding hair, y'all all sitting out, y'all having fun. It's a parking lot barbecue.
Now, the reason he's talking about
Let
this,
me pause right there. See, and the shame of it all is that Keith Lee shouldn't have to explain this to anyone. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. I mean, let me keep it going.
this is the owner of Sweetly Season on her Instagram live was saying that Keith Lee was under the impression that the haircuts was free. And he's clearly telling you here, he was never under that impression. He also goes on to say he did not know if the braider and the barber and the owner of the food truck were all one team or not, but that wasn't the point. He didn't tip them because he thought they were part of the food truck. He tipped them because they provided something to those people waiting, and that's marketing.
The last thing I'm going to touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash, however y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought, that's a very clear statement, but it's being misconstrued.
Yeah, it was misconstrued a lot because then you'll see what happens. But basically, what I'm going to say, just to preface this, is that they thought she tried to make it seem like that the food truck owner, she tried to make it seem like he gave the money to her to divvy it out at the amount that she feels was fair, but that's not it. He said, "Here's the money. I need you to divvy it out to the team." And she would choose the way it got to him. But the amount of money that went out is what it is. 1,000, 1,800 for food, 2,000 tip. Boom.
In my opinion, intentionally misconstrued that I said, and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
So Keith Lee did tell her to distribute the money how she felt necessary.
I never.
No. Again. And I, quite honestly, I see how they could have misunderstood that because sometimes some people don't have, I'm going to try to say this nice, comprehension skills. But that's not what he meant.
I said that. Regardless of what's going on behind the scenes, I felt in my heart to do what we did. So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong.
So when the owner of Sweetly Season's food truck said on her IG the following statement,
I don't think I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I want Keith Lee to tell me. After him knowing the truth
Now she wants to control Keith Lee. This must be Kevin Samuel's sister.
that man tell me to give them the money, I'll give it to him.
well, ma'am,
So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion.
Now, and as a luck, what happened? First of all, I don't even understand that woman and her son's thing. So Keith Lee said, distribute it how you see fit. And you thought what was saying is taking everything. Then your son out here loud and wrong to the point of Keith Lee had to say something. But don't worry, he got called out on live because while he was on live talking about this, Keith Lee actually dropped this video. Listen to what the owner's son had to say, and then listen to some reaction.
Keith Lee called me a liar. He said I lied. When?
This is just getting more and more embarrassing for them. Like, what are
I mean, if this is what you call devolving a blessing right here, this is falling apart right here. It's almost like they would have been better off not being promoted at all. But you know something? This happens a lot. This happens a lot in business when people are too short-term minded. They don't see the long, they don't see the long game at all. This is what's going
you
down.
doing? Oh my goodness.
The woman that stole $4,000 from Keith Lee when he came and blessed her at her food truck has now shut down her business. This picture went viral earlier today of somebody taking a screenshot of the sweetly seasoned food truck, and it says that it is permanently closed. Now,
Let me pause it right there. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. Nah, Torch. It's their perception. They perceive the world through their eyes of lack and greed. So they heard what they wanted to hear. Bars. Bars. Miss RV says, loud and wrong, just sassy.
when I go searching for it online, I can't even find it to pop up on Google and say that it's permanently closed. This is the only place that pops up, and this is not the one from Keith Lee's video. And for those of you that don't remember, Keith Lee went to this woman's food truck just a few days ago in Dallas, where he gave her a $2,000 tip and then $1,000 for a man cutting hair and $1,000 for a woman doing braids right outside her food truck. Well, when Keith Lee went to give her the money, she didn't want to deal with cash, so he just gave her the $4,000 on his card to her Square machine, and she said that she was going to pay those people later on. Not to mention, Keith Lee gave her $800 to give out free meals, and she only gave out 3 before charging people again. Well, afterwards, people found out that she did not actually give out the $1,000 to the barber or the $1,000 to the woman braiding hair. She pocketed the whole $4,000. And now pages like Dallas Eats, which has almost 70,000 followers on Twitter and always gives recommendations of where to eat in Dallas, is calling for people to boycott that food truck. And now today, it looks like the food truck's been shut down altogether. So you guys let me know in the comments, does the food truck deserve to be shut down, or should she be staying?
Now, just in case anybody's worried,
Let me pause too. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't think the food truck should shut down, but I think that whatever happened happened. Let's put it that way. But you want to know something? They will still end up making a little bit of money on people who support their, how should I put it, frame of mind. But they missed out on a big blessing. That's that one thing we all know.
her business is not shut down. She actually moved her food truck to another side of Dallas because she couldn't show her face in the parking lot from the girl she took from and her brother. Again, where are y'all at? Listen to these TikTok reactions and let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Because right now,
All right, welcome Marcy D in the house.
yeah, they did wrong.
So we clear. A struggling business begs and pleads for Keith Lee to come to save their business, and they fumble the Keith Lee effect over 2,000 American dollars. $2,000 that could have been made back in the day, mind you. Then they got on the internet and begged Keith Lee to respond. Like literally said, if Keith Lee say da-da-da, so y'all beg Keith Lee.
No, they didn't beg. See, young lady, that would have been okay if they begged Keith Lee to respond. They demanded he respond. That's what made it messed up. That's biting the hand twice that feeds you.
To eat y'all up. And boy, did he deliver. Oh my, I would be embarrassed. I wouldn't even show my face on this platform. I look at you. Then ruined your reputation, made yourselves a public mockery Nobody's gonna support you, and your business is going to fail. Because guess what? That Keith Lee goes both ways, baby. That pendulum swings both ways. And unfortunately for y'all, the internet is not gonna forget this. Now they on the internet.
Yeah, that is, I mean, that's pretty much a whole scoop. They keep going on it, but we're gonna move forward to well, actually we're still in the prelude, but this is this is the setup for the main part of the story. I think you remember this guy right here. Welcome to You Shoulda Chose Better. Here we go.
Good morning, Your Honor. So the court has properly reiterated the terms of the negotiation. I think since Mr. Ports went into some of the detail, I think it's important for the court to have some context and understand why this negotiation is the way it is. While it is certainly true that Mr.
Okay.
Trailer was involved in a fight with people at the strip club, Mr. Porter was not involved in that fight. And what happened later was Mr. Trailer went to his vehicle and then drove very slowly up to a group of people who he felt had aggrieved him in the fight and rolled down his window and displayed a firearm, causing other people to jump back. And then he sped into a group of people, ended up hitting a woman and hitting other cars, and then took off. And that's at the moment when the conduct from our client occurs. So while I'm not here to minimize it in any way, it's dangerous, there is no doubt, but there is a lot from Mr. Trailer that led up to this. And I think the court should also be aware.
Let me pause it right there. First of all, quite honestly, if you are a person who was on parole like this man is, Blueface, the last thing you really want to go to is a strip club, quite honestly. What even amplifies that even more is he has two young children that were literally born by two different women at the same time that he needs to take care of. He has plenty to do without going to a strip club, but he decided to go to a strip club anyway. He goes to the strip club anyway, okay? And I understand that he wasn't the primary issue, but he was an issue. He amplified the issue. A lot of people don't realize being an accessory is almost the same as being the problem, the primary problem. Um, if he was a primary problem, he'd probably be in prison for a good 20 years. Um, everybody involved was pretty lucky because they no one really got what they should have got or didn't get what they shouldn't have gotten. Which is, bullets are flying, bad things can happen. I hope the young lady that was hit by the car, by the errant speeding of the car, I hope she comes out on top more than anybody else in this situation. The strip club did close down though, so that's going to cost this gentleman $20 million for him doing what he did, which caused that club to close. I find that interesting. I've already went over that, but I want you to show a little bit more of what's going on, a little bit of what we call male identified mammonization, as I call it, right here.
How do you feel about Krishan moving into Blueface's home? I mean, did this get your stamp of approval?
Can I cuss on TMZ?
Sure.
Hell motherfucking no. It's a hell no. It was a hell no then. It's a hell no now.
So you want her to leave? Maybe.
I would love for her to find somebody else's child to play with. I would love for her to go find another man, another somebody. My son is not meant.
Notice how she is giving her son no shade for his actions at all.
Mentally capable to help her unpack all of that baggage. She has a lot going on, and it's just I feel like it's too much for him. It's too much for me.
Have there been issues between you and Krishan because of her moving?
If Blueface realized that it was too much for him to have a child, maybe he shouldn't have had to.
And I mean, have you?
I was really trying to support her because of the baby and just trying to, let bygones be bygones. But her last live that people are sending to me where she wants me to die.
Let me pause it right there. Brina West, this is an excellent point. Maybe this is back to the food truck situation. Maybe it shouldn't shut down, but the lady will never prosper with that attitude, and she didn't. It takes restaurant and food services a few years to profit, and she had free advertising. Yeah, she set herself back to basically where she was in the beginning, in my opinion. I don't think she's going to be doing any worse, but she won't be doing any better. Hopefully, people will skip over the drama and maybe look at the review, and maybe he gave her a good review, and people should just focus on that, you know? So that's how I see it. I see at the very least, she cut the effectiveness of Keith Lee being there off by about 75%.
Is just
Oh, okay.
it's just telling me what I knew all along, that she has some mental issues that I'm uncomfortable with at this point.
Of course. I mean,
And
do
so
you?
this is a problem I have right here. Her son has been in and out of jail and or prison for years. Okay. He's lucky enough that he has a skill that people like. But if she's making it sound like he's not culpable at all. That's a problem. I understand you want to support your child, but there's credit where credit is due, good or bad. Here we go. I'm gonna keep it going.
I mean, still hope to have the baby in your care full time.
If it ever comes to that, I'm more than prepared and willing to take care of the baby if that's what needs to be done. I'm hoping and praying that, because that also comes with a lot more communication with her. So I'm hoping to just be able to just visit the baby when he gets the baby. But now that she's at the house, his dad is there. I'm hoping that doesn't turn into another domestic violence of some sort, because I know his dad is a neat freak and she's kind of all over the place. So I'm just hoping that what happened with us doesn't happen with his dad at this point.
I want to know, what did you think
Let me
about?
stop that right there for a minute. I think we've seen enough of that. That was just getting the things warmed up. That was a you should have chose better moment for Blueface and for Krishan Rock. Um, this is why the old-fashioned dating standards of courting and all that kind of stuff would be important, because they would not have a child together, and it wouldn't be everybody's headache. But today's today. Today is what it is. So let me go ahead. I'm trying to make some adjustments here. Excuse me for a minute. Um, and move forward because things get deeper. Okay, things get deeper. All right. Tyrese should have chose better.
Welcome back to my channel, Mother Suckers. Hey, so during the month that we all acknowledge Blackness and the contributions of Black American ancestry and its impact on this country, we
Let
have
me pause out for 1 second. I got to do something real quick. Only take a second here. Okay. That. Okay.
Hey, so during the month that we all acknowledge Blackness and the contributions of Black American ancestry and its impact on this country, we have
Well, here we go. And we have Tyrese. who would prefer to be a person of a different race, he will break it down for you.
Tyrese Gibson publicly saying that he wishes he was Latino. I said, eh? He posted on Instagram, sometimes I wish I was born Latino. I mean, the Latin community is grounded in family, loyal, entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, literally represent the dream, the grind, the hustle, doing whatever it takes to stick together against all odds. If us as Black culture was more grounded in these integral, magical nuances of us, we would be dominant. He says, I've learned a lot from the Jewish community, sticking together, eating dinner every Friday together. I've learned a lot about the Muslim community throughout all my travels in the Middle East.
The problem, this is the huge problem. If he had been living his life not being part of the problem and being part and exuding part of the solution, or carrying himself in a way that, you know, would express what he's feeling now, I would almost agree with him a little bit. As far as I know, he's trying to paraphrase or whatever you call it, making an analogy about it, but he didn't do that. He's been a mess ever since. He's just been a simple mess. So that's where he gets weird. Let's keep it going.
They have a father structure where they honor their fathers in the Middle East. The thinking and the mentality is that they would much
Welcome, Rat Girl in the house.
rather have a son over a daughter because they know that there is nothing like the leadership of a father and a man being the head of the household. I have no idea how we lost our way. We can't get anything done and accomplished. As a fragmented culture, insecure, threatened by each other, competitive towards.
By the way, this is I Am Aloho. She's got a beautiful voice. Basically, bottom line is this, is that there are too many people online, on YouTube, all over, famous people who they don't walk what they talk. Let's just put it that way. That's why Tyrese's, theory doesn't hit me well. He's a mess. Doesn't want to pay child support, doesn't want to, treat his family good, didn't want to treat women good. Then he wants to turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I really wish I was born Latino." Okay, which is his choice to say that. But then he explains why, in a way, not realizing that he's talking about, he's criticizing men like him. He's criticizing men that are just like him, because he's none of those things that he praises from the Latino community. Don't get me wrong. I think he gets his grind on when he does his $1 million movies and whatnot. But his life doesn't express that. His personal life is a mess. So why is he even saying that at all? That is really weird and crazy to me. Let me keep it going now. Susie Bear in the house, Miss RV in the house, Rena West in the house, Mystic Moon in the house, the Rat Girls in the house, Marcy D is in the house, Phoenix Soul is in the house. I appreciate everybody being here. Here we go.
Our own race, killing ourselves every single day. Frivolously, the majority of us is Black men, and the millions are locked up in prison. Of course,
And quite honestly, I mean, he's expressing some of the same traits that have put a lot of those men in prison. Now, I'm glad that he didn't go that far, because he's, yeah, let's thank God that he ain't Diddy, but he hasn't done a whole lot better. Let's put it that way. Here we go.
we are beyond powerful, influential, and successful. But imagine if we all linked up like the other communities have linked, poured and built up on each other instead of moving like fragmented and dysfunctional. We have what it takes to take over the world. We are nothing trying to do it alone. Please chime in. Would love to know your thoughts on this.
All right, girl. He, he gives no F's. He says hating SBOs. I'm gonna even appreciate that. Are embarrassing. Oh man, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Mystic Moon says this. You always, DJ, you always take the words right out of my mouth. He is trying to escape the problem that he helped create. Lord, I can't. Bars, bars. I mean, Reno West, he's right, but he messed up with that first statement. Yeah, everybody, Miss RV in the house, he wants to be another race. That's Rich coming from a member of a treasonous community, you know? And then Susie Bear in the house. I remember trying to watch the movie Baby Boy because everybody talked about it. It was so toxic and it's in dysfunctional. I could not finish it. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it was a realistic embarrassment. That's how I feel about it. Phoenix Soul says Susie Bear, makes sense. Here we go.
Child, and the people's thoughts on this was,
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut up.
and this is why during the civil rights movement, Black people were very intentional about being loud and proud about who they are. Say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud, because you can fall into these holes where you start looking.
I think we see where this is going, folks. Again, this is I Am Aloho, a very, very cool content creator. Make sure you check her out. She's amazing. We're going to keep this party going. So I guess so far you've seen a lot of chose better, and you're probably still wondering what does Tyrese have to do with you should have chose better? And basically, what? How many women is he crying about? Is he crying about a new one this year? I mean, he always chooses women, and he always chooses wrong. Lucky for them, he leaves them because basically he's the problem. It's clear. Here we go, folks. Here we go. This is when it gets pretty deep. Here we go.
I am Millicent Fraser, and I am speaking today on behalf of my husband, Mr. Everett Fraser, and myself. Today, I confront you for the aggression that you had rendered to my daughter, Lance Mason. Aisha was our only child, and because of your aggression, uncooperative, nonconformist attitudes and outcomes, as well as your inability to take responsibility for your actions, our daughter is dead by your hands.
I mean, if you look at my emails, the Aisha and our family with her, I expressed my concerns, not for romantic interest, but just males being around the girls. Over and over.
This is his reply after deleting his wife. Right there, you see that what the problem is. No empathy, none. Let's keep it going.
Over again, I did. I said, hey, look, if you want this guy to be in the girls' lives, let me be with them also while they're with them, just because I'm concerned that he'd be harmed.
Let me stop it right here. This person here, I believe, is a doctor or a lawyer. And people always go, you should have chose better. You should have chose better. Well, this guy is supposed to be an upstanding citizen, and still the results were horrid. Let's keep it going. Here we go. Oops. Did I just do that again? Hold on one second. Yep, here we go.
You were never fit to be anyone's husband because you had so many insecurities. Your ideas about life with your mate was to control and dictate. If Aisha conformed to you, everything was fine. If she did not, you would go crazy, yelling and screaming and calling her names. When Aisha had enough of your verbal abuse, love of guns, and violent behavior, she was determined it was time for her and the children to leave. The idea that you brought weapons and hand grenades into the home to assure control of your wife, along with your two precious daughters, became unfathomable for them, but not you. You continued to persecute our daughter during your separation and even after your divorce by demanding that your children be transported to Baskin and Robbins every evening so that you could kiss them goodnight. If you truly loved your children, you would have never have subjected them to the mental abuse you thrust upon my late
That is just terrible. Terrible.
Daughter and their mother. You're a monster. And 2014, if you really love your children, how could you repeatedly violate their trust in you by brutally beating their mother the very first time in their presence and treating it like it was nothing, saying that their mother drove you to it? The second time you premeditated her murder, and you planned it as soon as she dropped off the children so that they became witnesses to your horror in 2018. You're a vicious liar with no remorse other than the fact that you ruined your own.
Basically, what she said right there, a vicious liar with no remorse, is the key reason why he did what he did. It's so important and so what she said, what should I say? Just so important to make sure you properly vet people. Let me keep it going.
Career. What a monster you are.
I can't begin to say or articulate how sorry I am about all the pain that I've caused.
Notice that he has to actually read this. That's an important point I need to make. He knows that he's trying to save his life by appearing remorseful. And the problem is he's not doing a very good job of that. Let me go on.
And I'm aware of it. Aisha was a beautiful person, and the world certainly is a better place with her in it. And I failed my daughters. Every day I live, I know that my daughters will live without their mother and their father, and that tears me apart. I told my daughters repeatedly.
If you don't already know that he's telling a bald-faced lie. This is all and only for show so that he doesn't either get let's just put it away this way. He just doesn't want to get 1,000 volts put through him. Let's put it that way. Here we go.
In front of strangers that when I assaulted their mother, I was wrong. And I reminded them over and over because one, I didn't want, because I knew it was wrong, but I didn't want them to grow up and think that was acceptable from a man.
Erin and I believe that the courts gave you too many privileges. You got out of jail in 8 months, and then you didn't value or appreciate your diminished role. We offer you the same lack of mercy that you offered our daughter and your children. None. We ask that the courts render a sentence ability of parole because nothing will ever bring back our daughter. This is our life sentence, and nothing can ever change that outcome.
I pray for Aisha every day. I pray for her family.
No, he doesn't. He should have thought about that before his actions. Looks like Big Cap got in here a little late, but he's here. Welcome, Big Cap. Big Cap says this, dude looks like he's your age, DJ. Yeah, he might be a little bit younger. Who knows? He was supposed to be there to protect that lady. No, actually not. He was in a different city. If I was there, though, I would try. If I was right in front, if I was there to be able to do something, I would have. Successful or not. For real. How about you, Big Cap? Would you, if you were given the opportunity, save a woman's life, would you? Even though you didn't know who she was? Let me know in the chat. Let's keep it going, guys. Here we go.
I mean, I'm not asking for mercy.
But today in court, Mason choked up when he admitted that he killed Frazier.
Your Honor, I wish to take responsibility for the crimes I committed. I don't wish to prolong it or delay it or hurt my family or Aisha's family any more than I have. There's no way I was going to let my daughter testify against me.
The story.
Oh, he's a good actor. Very good actor. Dang, look. Gorgeous, another gorgeous wife. This is painful. Let's keep it going.
This story is about a schoolteacher who had divorced her ex-judge husband because of domestic abuse. During a child visitation exchange, in front of the children, he kills her. Watch this video to see why he says he did it and why he pled guilty. Listen to the victim's mom's impact statement and the one positive thing that made her death not be in vain. This story has portions of Aisha's mom's impact statement, the prosecutor closing argument, body cam footage of the arrest, Lance Mason's pre-sentencing statement, the 911 call after the first attack and the judge's sentencing statement. This is a very emotional story, the Aisha Fraser story.
Welcome to Backyard Crimes. Hit the subscribe button and bell to be notified of more crime stories.
This story takes place in Shaker Heights, Ohio. Shaker Heights has a population of approximately 30,000 people and is primarily a residential suburb rather than a tourist destination. It does include the Shaker Lakes including Horseshoe Lake and Lower Shaker Lake which offers scenic walking and biking trails. Shaker Square, while technically located in Cleveland, is nearby and worth a visit. It's a historic shopping district with shops, restaurants, and a farmer's market. The victim, Aisha M. Fraser, was a 45-year-old mother of 2 daughters, one with special needs. She was a 6th-grade teacher at Woodbury Elementary School in Shaker Heights. She had taught history and science in the school system in Shaker Heights for 16 years, where her 2 children were students. She was
Let me pause it there. Big Cap replies to my question if he would try to save a woman's life if he had the opportunity, even though he did not know her. He said yes. Big Cap, that's the right answer. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I'm just trying to find out where your head is at. Good answer. We're doing pretty good lately, Big Cap. We're agreeing a lot. Here we go.
extremely kind and gracious and loved by so many. As a teacher, she touched so many lives. She was also a daughter and a survivor of domestic violence. The
Wow.
suspect.
Let me go back. So it appears that in lieu of the ending result, he was putting hands and feet on her. Not cool. Here we go.
Survivor of domestic violence. The suspect. Lance Timothy Mason, a 51-year-old man, served many years as a former politician, government official, and judge, who served in various offices in and representing Cleveland, Ohio. Included was his service.
Let me pause this because this is really the rumination of tonight's show. Is that the use should have chose better theory? It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all because nobody's going to say somebody like this is going to do what they do.
Lance Timothy Mason, a 51-year-old man, served many years as a former politician, government official, and judge, who served in various offices.
I told you. Okay. Let me keep it going.
Offices in and representing Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, actually, he's younger than me. Here we go.
Included was his service as a former state representative and state senator. As a judge, he served on the Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas. Lance has a past criminal history of domestic abuse against his wife, Aisha Fraser Mason. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison for this, but earned early release after 9 months. The crime.
That is crazy. After 9 months of that, I'm out. For the hands and feeding his own wife. Then this happens.
Police responded to the 17,000 block of Chagrin Boulevard for a domestic violence call on November 17, 2018, a Saturday morning. They found the body of Aisha Fraser. She had been stabbed. A police officer was also assaulted by Lance as he tried to flee. The investigation. November 17, 2018. When one of the responding police officers arrived on the scene of the domestic abuse call, he stood outside the door of his cruiser after positioning his car to block traffic. His vehicle was rammed by Lance driving his ex-wife's Audi SUV as he tried to flee the scene. The officer was hospitalized, and he suffered serious injuries to his lower legs and ribs. Both the
Dang.
SUV and the cruiser sustained disabling damage. After the crash, Lance exited the vehicle and fled on foot into a nearby home on Chagrin Boulevard where he was arrested. After conducting interviews, police determined
Don't you guys find it weird that it seems like the guys who do the more egregious crimes get caught while some guys that don't do lighter things get shot? That's weird to me. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that there's, this doesn't happen all the time. It's just kind of strange, that dynamic.
Lance attacked Aisha while she was dropping off their daughters, and that the daughters saw their mother being attacked. Aisha's uncle, George Fraser, said when she pulled in to drop the kids off as agreed, as she was taking the children out of the car, he attacked her, traumatizing those kids for the rest of their lives. The children were ages 8.
Dang. Miss RV says this. He was a judge. He punched his wife in the face over 20 times, pushed her head through glass. She had reconstructive surgery. That's pretty bad. He got 2 years, a measly 2 years for that. Did 8 months, got out, and immediately went to work again. This is a doggone shame. It is a shame. This is very sad. Very sad. Here we go.
8 and 11 at the time. It happened at the home that Aisha owned but rented to Lance's sister. Lance's sister, Lynn Mason, is the person who made the chilling 911 call saying her brother was attacking his ex-wife, Aisha. She told the police she was inside the house with his daughters. She said, "He stabbed her, and she is dead." In the background of the call, the girls can be heard crying. Lance had a no-contact order with Aisha and was not supposed to be at the drop-off. The police looked into the family's background to piece together the dynamics in the relationship. In 2012, when Audrey was 5, Lance and Aisha started a business, Audrey's Chocolates. The profits paid for enrichments including tutoring and speech therapy for Audrey, as well as going toward research and programs from people living with disabilities. Audrey has Down syndrome. Lance once said the doctors said Audrey would be dependent on others throughout her life and that she probably would not live past 40. With the interventions, from not being able to sit up, Audrey learned to run, jump, and read. He said they wanted to create a business where Audrey can run it one day or be in a position to have a significant role in it. Lance and Aisha made a video about Audrey and Audrey's chocolate.
That's crazy. Okay, so let me go for one. Ah.
Can you read the whole sentence?
Let me fast forward a little bit.
The business was very successful, but it was a part-time job because both Lance and
Dang, look, he looks evil in this picture.
Aisha had full-time jobs. Aisha was the president and Lance was the chocolatier. What happened to turn Lance into a monster within 2 years after this? The police looked into Lance's background and discovered that 3 years before her murder, he had beaten Aisha in front of her children. The kids were 6 and 4 at the time. On August 2, 2014, while driving back from a family member's funeral, Lance became upset and struck Aisha repeatedly in the head, choked and bit her on the face. He did this in front of their children. When Aisha tried to get out of the car, he grabbed her by the hair and pulled her back in. When the car stopped at a red light, Aisha jumped out of the vehicle but fell to the ground. According to court documents, Lance put the car in park, left the girls in the vehicle, and continued to attack Aisha. He eventually left her bleeding on the ground as he drove off with the kids.
That's just terrible. Wow. A respectable man, a councilman, doing all that. I would like to all the purveyors of the term "you should have chose better" explain this.
Mason.
911, Shaker Police Emergency.
Yes, my husband just beat me and threw me out the car. He has my 2 daughters in the car.
Where you at?
Van Aiken Boulevard.
Yeah.
And like Avalon. He just threw me out the car. Orange Saturn View 2008. I'm afraid he's gonna hurt my daughters.
Is he with you now, or did
No,
he drive off?
He drove off. They're taking me to South Point now.
Who's taking you to South Point?
Some nice people in the car stopped. I jumped in.
Are you in the car now?
In another person's car. Please find my kids.
Are you injured?
Yes. I need some air. Yes, did you find the Saturn
She's
view?
gonna be in a black Mercedes with her flashes on, Van Aken Ingleside. I'm calling the squad now.
They're here. Did you find the Saturn view?
Are you with an officer, ma'am?
This is terrible.
Yeah, they just pulled up. Did
Okay.
you find the Saturn view?
Wow. You can tell how caring she is. As beat up as she was, is so focused on her children. This is riveting. This is extremely riveting. Man. Right. New Diamond, thank you. Everybody, please like, subscribe, share, so we can give out more great content to you. Content with a lesson to it. Let's put it that way. Big Cap has another question. Here we go again. Let's go. Let's do it. DJ, I could have sworn the rules was no disrespecting mods or chat. What happened now that we timing out for asking questions? Okay. There's the difference between asking questions and then making accusations, especially when somebody uses another person's name. Oh, was that person a mod? Huh. Well, let me keep it going. Here we go. I hope that answered your question.
Did you find my kids?
Later that month, he was indicted on multiple charges, including felonious assault, domestic violence, kidnapping, and endangering children. Aisha had to have facial reconstruction surgery. During the 911 call in this incident, she told the 911 operator, "My husband just beat me and threw me out of the car, and he has my 2 daughters in the car. I'm afraid he's going to hurt my daughters." Lance was removed. That that was really heroic of her to be concerned with her daughters more than herself. Miss RV breaks it down like this. But they say we should choose better. But he was a damn judge. What better educated black man to choose? In my Yada voice, a high value bandit he was, and a high value bun that he was. Here we go. From the bench immediately following this 2014 incident. In 2015, Lance was sentenced to prison for domestic violence after it was determined that he punched Aisha 20 times and slammed her head against the dashboard of their car 5 times. Lance was sentenced on September 26, 2015, to 2 years at the Lorraine Correctional Institution and 6 months in county jail. New Diamond breaks it down like this. Susie, you ask them questions that bring the truth up. I don't have goo goo conversations. Goo goo conversations. That's funny. It may start off, but I may ask, so do you F with you know that I'm trying to be PG to see if I can get this back up into the algorithm. Have you ever wanted or did you ever wanted to? And yep. Well said. Here we go. But he was given judicial release after having served 9 months. He was suspended from practicing law for this violent incident. The Ohio Supreme Court issued an order disqualifying him from serving as a judge. On June 9, 2017, the Board of Professional Conduct recommended that Lance be permanently disbarred. On December 28, 2017, the Ohio State Bar Association suspended his law license indefinitely. As part of his judicial release from prison after the 2014 beating, Lance had probation requirements in place. Lorain County Adult Probation conducted courtesy supervision. So wow, this is crazy. So sometimes choosing better, you end up with the worst. Rena West breaks it down like this. I just lost electricity and internet for a moment. It's raining cats and dogs out in Cali. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. I checked the weather out earlier today. Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like this. Oh my God, these always hurt my heart to hear. We're sold a fantasy that we need a bandit, kids, white picket fence,
ends up our demise. Bars. Here we go.
The administrator said Lance did not violate his probation at any point and reported to every assigned office visit monthly, and later bi-monthly due to compliance. He was also tested negative for drug use each visit. He completed his anger management course. His last probation appointment was 12 days before Aisha's death. Lance's conditions and restrictions, including a no-contact order, were still in effect. His probation was scheduled to end in 2021. The detectives learned that Aisha filed for divorce 2 days after the attack in 2014.
Good move. Probably a little bit late, but, it was a good try.
Divorce was finalized on November 12, 2015. Aisha was awarded $150,000 in a civil lawsuit she filed against Lance. In the current violent attack in which Aisha was killed, the medical examiner report revealed that Lance stabbed her 59 times. The arrest.
Man.
Lance was arrested on November 17, 2018, and charged with felonious assault of the police officer while fleeing from Shaker Heights home where his ex-wife was found dead.
Hands behind your back. Do it now. Do it now. Watch. Watch. Is anyone else in the house?
My daughters and my sister.
Where are they? Are they hurt?
They're in this bedroom.
Are they hurt?
No, not in any way.
Body cam video shows officers leading a bloody Lance Mason outside, where he tells officers he also tried to harm himself.
Were you hit anywhere or were you stabbed at all?
Only if I hurt myself.
Put him up. He's just a hindrance. 2 people uninjured in there.
3 people.
3 people uninjured?
Yeah, my 2 daughters, and I cannot believe like this.
The trial.
Oh. Big Cap, you were talking to me? I thought you were talking about somebody else. What we were talking about? I don't get what you were talking about. I didn't strike you. Did somebody strike you in the chat? Let me know. Here we go.
Lance pleaded guilty to the felony assault against the police officer and aggravated murder against Aisha. He said he wanted to spare the children from the hardship of a trial since they were witnesses.
And Aisha Frazier, as has been described to you in this courtroom.
No, he was probably given a plea deal, and that's why, and he took it. It had nothing to do with his kids. Not a bit. Let's keep it going.
Endured not 1 incident from this man, but 2. And I did not know Mrs. Frazier. I knew of her. And what I can tell you, Judge, was I read a victim impact.
Let me pause this for 1 second. The rat girl breaks it down once again. Choosing better means choosing ourselves. We will never go wrong choosing ourselves. Bars. Bars.
Provided after her first incident. And it read, Lance Mason needs intensive psychiatric counseling, along with a diagnosis and a long-term treatment plan so that he can be the loving father that his daughters need him to be. I believe that the long-term incarceration and a felony conviction are inconsistent with the goals which I desire for Lance and for my children. That's who she was, even though her face was brutally harmed.
I'm sorry, but that was she was saying that before he deleted her. So no, he should be in prison for the rest of his life, in my opinion. Let me keep it going.
Her children. She still had a forgiving heart. And she carried that forgiving heart to the time of his judicial release to give him an opportunity to be a man to his children. But he was so clouded by his own self-absorbed worth that he could not tolerate anybody, let alone a woman, telling him what he needed to do. November 17th, 2018, Your Honor, forever changed the life of Millicent and Edward Frazier. When their only child was brutally murdered by a man that they had taken in and treated him like a son. He lied in wait for her to drop off a 9-year-old child to go to a lesson. Once they rang the doorbell, he appeared. He began to punch and stab her immediately upon seeing her through.
That's just crazy. That's awful. There's nothing you can do with that. She chose better and didn't work out, did it? She thought she chose better, at least from the manosphere side of things, right? She was fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive to her grave. To her grave.
The screen door. When he was done, the 911 call that the sister is calling for help. You hear the little girl saying, "Where's mommy? What did you do to mommy?" And he answers, "She's dead."
The sentence. Lance has to serve 5 years for the felonious assault of a police officer and received a life sentence for killing Aisha. He has to serve an additional 30 years for that. Ultimately, he has to serve 35 years before he is eligible for parole. He would be in his 80s before being eligible for parole. Aisha's mom gave a moving impact statement and an emotional impact statement was read for the officer that was injured. Lance gave his statement to dispute what was said about him.
The children. While I respect your decision to spare them the trauma of a trial, it was too little and way too late. Where was that consideration when you subjected them to the vicious attack on their mother? You deserve the maximum sentence the state requests.
The situation. October 27, 2021, the Ohio House sent to the Senate a bill aimed at preventing and toughening the penalties of murder by an intimate partner through domestic violence. House Bill 3, known as Aisha's Law, passed the House 91-2. It has unanimously passed the House in 2020 but never emerged from a Senate committee. House Bill 3 would change how domestic violence cases are handled in the criminal justice system, beginning with police and through the sentencing of offenders.
For the
Thank you. Thank you.
victims who are identified through the lethality screening as being in the most danger, the most critical, imminent danger, we can provide a way out, safe way out for them, and save their lives.
Boyd says they're working on finding a source of money that would make her bill work.
State law would expand domestic violence offenses to include strangulation. When police respond to a domestic violence call, they would have to perform a lethality assessment to screen for whether a victim is at risk for murder. Studies show that victims strangled by their partners are at greater risk for murder at a later time, and most of the screening tools developed in recent years look for signs of strangulation, among other signs that an abuser could kill a victim. If this law passes the Senate, it will benefit many victims of domestic violence. Domestic violence.
I'm looking forward to that law being passed. We're going to move forward to something a little bit more fun. You know, oh man, you know, y'all, I know y'all love this dude. Here we go.
Yes. We as a people have problems. Yes. But don't make her an excuse.
Oh my God, did you hear? I think he's got a problem with his fire alarm, but you know, let's keep it going. That doesn't bother me. Here we go.
For why you hate yourself. Don't make the Black woman an excuse for why you take your education, your income, your earnings, your wealth, your investments, your retirement. Don't make her the scapegoat. For why you want to go run around with Becky and Suzanne and Elizabeth and Patsy. Don't make the black woman the excuse for why you have jungle fever.
Oh man. I mean, basically at the end of the day, we all know that the reason this goes down like that is because it's self-esteem. Don't get me wrong, people can love who you want to love. The problem is that if you're like in a relationship with somebody else of another, culture or something like that, and still throwing shade at black women, that tells you that basically your problem is with black women. And you've really shamed the person you're with if they're of another culture, because basically the reason why you got into a relationship with them was just to spite your own women and not because you love that person. There's nothing wrong with loving somebody of different cultures and races. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is why, okay? Why do you interact with other cultures and then show disdain for your own? That's what's going down. I kind of slightly agree with partially what he's saying, but I believe his motive and my motive for what he calls the what is it, the snow bunny crisis, whatever he calls it, is completely different. I have no problem with that at all. If I've seen things where like a brother grows up in an either in an area or grows up with in a place he duly truly loves a woman of a different culture, not a problem at all. But if you're doing a "so look at me, black women" kind of vibe, then you got a problem. And you're insulting not only the black women that you're trying to disrespect, but you're insulting the person that you're using an example of, because that's all you're doing. You're not in a relationship. You're just merely making an example of somebody else that you're around to express your hate. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
It has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with her. The reason you go outside your race is because you don't think you're the equal of the white man. And if you're not the equal of the white man, the black woman can't be the equal of the white woman. And so you go and get a cave bunny.
I don't respect that. That's where definitely I do not. He and I part ways. Using derogatory names towards anyone like that, um, is irritating. I don't have to be that race of person to see that as an insult. Basically, he could have made his point a little bit more articulately. The point is not to use black women as an excuse to show hate and to use other races as an excuse to show hate. That's all that needs to be said. Let me see. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
In order to make you feel better about yourself. See, by making the black woman inferior in your mind to the white woman, by saying the black woman isn't good enough for the white, isn't as good as enough as the white woman.
Wait, pause. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Just double checking. Double checking. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Check 1, 2. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. Kevin. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on point. So look, fellas, you guys don't seem to understand. And as a person that's been around different cultures all my life, you you are demeaning the person you're with if they are another culture, if you're just demeaning your own women, because you're showing to the person that may care about you more than you care about them, who of a different race, that it had nothing to do with them is why you know were attracted to them. It shows that you were just attracted to them because of your hate of your own people. Now, let me make it clear. This is different than somebody finding finding out that they have better options elsewhere. It's the combination, the disdain, and then the insults. Let me keep it going. Oh, Rat Girl, you have a good night. Rat Girl has to get up early. I'm gonna keep it going. Here we go.
You're also saying the black man isn't as good as the white male. See, you can't.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're doing exactly that. And that's not going to change. Let's see. The thing is this: choosing better means choosing better. And the problem I have with the passport bros, which I'm going to bring up now, briefly, of course, because they're just another example, is you're saying you're choosing better by going to another country and dating women in countries that get paid for dating men in that country. I'm being nice today. Here we go.
I recently found this video about what the MTR made about me. Now, this video takes place a year ago, but it's still interesting to watch. Watch the video.
I
guys.
can cook, I can clean.
Yeah, see, this is why I came to Thailand to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, women don't cook and clean. All they do is complain. And we don't got time for that. That's why I got my passport. And
That's right.
Look at this beautiful couple right here. You understand me? Look at that smile. But guys, let's be honest. A young brother like this in the States, you could tell he's exceptionally forward regarding his intentions
There's nothing
of
wrong with
wanting
that.
love and wanting a family. In the States, a man of his personality, characteristics, and traits will be labeled as a lame, would be labeled.
No, he's just creepy. Just like you, dude. The man. Did you guys know that MTR can't even remember how many women he's been with? Melanie King asked him, so how many? Over 100? He says, I can't remember. Yet, yet a respectable person in the manosphere. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
As corny as reasons to disqualify him. But instead of dealing with the bullshit, my young brother went abroad and found himself a nice little tenderoni.
Hi guys, so this video of a Colombian girl fighting with a group of passport pros.
This is the funny part here. This is the passport bros choosing better. This is them choosing better. There's 5 guys arguing with their preference, their better choice. Remember now, I guess this is their definition of fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. Let's listen.
Has gone viral. And as you could expect, Passport Pro critics have been reacting to that video. They have been reacting to it on videos, on live streams. In fact, one of the biggest Passport Pro critics on YouTube, Peso Man, actually had an epic 7 or 8 hours long live stream based on that video, based on the video of the Colombian.
Big Cap says this. That's not fair, DJ. It's no passport bros here to defend themselves. I know. Big Cap. Hey, Big Cap, look. I had a live stream on it. I understand why they don't. I mean, yeah, I think Razor came through. But, I understand why they don't come by. A lot of women here. very intelligent women with very logical truth. Sometimes the truth is hard to take. So I totally understand why they're not here. Shout out to MTR. Okay, Big Cap. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why I'm not on board with Umar. You know, he's kind of in some ways he's part of the problem as well. So I hope I had adequately addressed that. Let's keep it going.
Young girl fighting with the passport bros. And another big critics of the passport bros on YouTube is Travel Time with Powell. I don't even know if you could call him a critic. Let me tell you guys Powell's backstory as far as I know. Apparently, either in 2021 or 2022, he was in Thailand.
Okay, we're going to skip
bro,
forward a little bit. Here we
and
go.
she is being presented as the aggressor when in reality she is a victim. She thought it was a fair price, and she was arguing with them, calling them cheap, and they were just, "Oh, you guys are cheap. You guys are cheap. Like, give me my money." Because of course, I mean, $50. She just had sex with 4 guys. $50, I don't think is a fair price. And whether it's
So their better choice in life. This woman who is a pro, just had relations with 4 of them, and they wanted to pay her $50. They don't realize that shows the lack of quality they bestow. That I'm embarrassed. It's bad enough flying to another country to get with pros, but then on top of that, you wanna tell everybody in that country that men of our culture are cheap AF. I'm embarrassed. If they were trying to embarrass a man like me, they did it. They embarrassed me. They embarrassed me greatly. Let me keep playing this.
is fair price or not. She didn't believe it was a fair price, and she was they smashed me in Spanish.
Auxilio! 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 Auxilio!
Because these men are attacking her. And what made me so sad is there is this one black guy who speaks Spanish, and I can hear the accent, so he's probably not a Colombian, but he's not helping her. There was no one helping her.
That's how predators work, in my opinion. Mystic Moon says it like this: if I wish she would have had gotten her money up front and had another man with her, because yep, so cheap and gross of 4 men to be with one woman and then pay her crumbs. Bars. Yeah. They should have told. This is them choosing better. This is them choosing better. This is what they have to offer the tourism countries. And then they want to come. Then they want respect. And then they want respect. That's the funny part. Let me keep playing.
How are you 4 guys attacking this one woman? And like I said, I am almost sure if it was a one-on-one, she would have probably beat them up. It's just that when 4 people are teaming up against one person, of course, that one person is going to lose. And
the thing is this. You know what this does? This choosing better situation here is it proves to you that they don't go there for better women. They go there for better opportunities that they think are opportunities. They go there for um, working out their, let's just say, I'm being super nice tonight, their mental issues. Um, don't forget to like everybody. Don't forget to like that, you know, don't forget to like. So this is fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive to them. And I guarantee you not, 3 of the 4 guys who were in the room in this situation turned around and started talking smack about American women still. Welcome, Act Natural Under Pressure. New Diamonds in the house. Tanya Sweat is in the house. Brina West, Mystic Moon. This is what they go through, and this is what they floss with. Wow. And this is on top of, at least they know, at least it appears that at least she's not going to drug them. But a lot of them go through that. Let me keep going.
That she's being presented as the as the aggressor instead of the actual victim.
Big Cap says the path of least resistance is the best route to take. Yeah, I would say in most cases, yeah. But I don't think these guys care, Big Cap. I really don't. Here we go.
And like Lord Zeus said, they are now trying to justify, because what we saw is absolutely disgusting, absolutely deplorable. I mean, these 4 men should be ashamed. And now they are trying to justify their disgusting action by saying that she was trying to drag them. Where
The funny thing is this, yeah, they were trying to say that she was trying to scam them when they only paid $50. That's the kind of quality a lot of passport bros express. Let me keep it going.
if she tried to drag you, why are you beating her up? I mean,
Bars.
run away. It's not like there is 4 or 5 of them trying to to force you into drinking whatever drink they spike. So
fast forward a little bit.
Video that I liked is that he said, passport bros are going to say that those men on the video were not passport bros. They are.
You got a lot of guys over in Razor Ray's comment section on this particular video calling these guys pookies. No, they ain't pookies.
Yeah, they pookies.
They passport bros. See, y'all can't have it both ways. When the dude go over to one of these countries and do fuck shit, y'all want to say they're a passport pookie. Now all y'all passport bros ain't no different. They passport bros. If y'all had met these guys at a bar, y'all would have took some pictures with them before y'all even knew this situation went down. Look how passport bros getting along and congregating. But now this video done came out, and these old heads, they all know to be my dad and some of y'all great grandparents. But then y'all trying to call them pookies. Let's call them what they really are, passport bros. That's right. Y'all can't have it both ways. I thought y'all said any brother with a passport that's able to travel multiple times out of the year and go to multiple countries is a passport bro. Then y'all call Shaquille O'Neal a passport bro, which didn't make any sense. Then y'all call everybody that's a celebrity a passport bro.
Exactly. Very well. A very good point made. Very good point made. Basically, what they're saying is that they're taking any type of positive publicity and trying to build up the reputation of really a group of men that were focused on only sex tourism. Let's put it that way. Yeah, exactly. Act Natural Under Pressure. Act Natural Under Pressure says this. Damn, they couldn't Pay pay $30? Exactly. Hey, fam. Yeah, no, that's this is and then unfortunately, it reflects on us in the community. It's like, wow, this is the quality of men we have here? Like, is this the quality of men we have? This what we have to offer? So when I'm around another culture of men, I say, "Oh, wow, we have high quality." And then they see stuff like this. They play me back stuff like this. I'm like, "Oh, well, okay. Good, touche." Miss RV breaks it down like this because they want to make black women feel a way, but we found out the truth. So yeah, let them go. Let them go. Nah, none of of that. Yeah, let them go. None of that is a flex. Yeah, them choosing better. Them choosing better. You know, why seeking knowledge breaks it down like this. Thanks, y'all. Been leaving every night so he won't be stalking my place around my kids. Dang. Okay. Okay. Why seeking knowledge? We need to think of a plan here. What if you got my man, let's talk. Mystic Moon. Rena West breaks it down like this. Mystic Moon. That was their Airbnb. She broke the table and socked one of them. She was vicious. I can't tell you who the victim is. Yeah, if they didn't pay her what they agreed to pay her, let's just call it's a whole mess, but it's messy. The key to being a man, though, is not to make things messy. And they made it messy. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. All right. Here we go, folks. Um, this gentleman definitely should have chose better, unfortunately. Here we go.
New details tonight in the case of Courtney Clenny, the social media model charged with second-degree murder after stabbing her boyfriend to death.
The Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office has released a slew of evidence, some of which are videos the victim himself took of their fights, and he seemingly did it without her knowing about it.
CBS 4's Naja Sherman went through the cell phone videos and joins us from the newsroom tonight with more. Naja, what'd you find?
Lauren and Elliot, tonight I listened to those phone recordings. They are very disturbing. They include racial slurs. Clenny is screaming and she is cursing out Obumseli.
Sorry, shut up!
If you know about the Clenny Abumseli situations, please put a 1 in the chat. We're going to get right to it, though. Here we go.
Give me my phone. Find it. Find it, Charlie.
For the first time, we are hearing audio recordings that Christian Obumseli secretly took of his girlfriend, Courtney Clenny, in the days leading up to when she stabbed him to death. Most of the audio we can't play for you on air, so I pulled just a few quick clips to let you hear the tone of what Obumseli captured.
That's interesting. That's interesting because them Passport Bros too. But the manosphere really loves the floss with saying, ah, ha, 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 we're going to date out and blah, 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 which is fine. It's cool. No, I haven't seen them play this shit, though. I haven't seen them play this one.
Help me find it.
They also did a very good job not putting up Jonathan Majors news either. It's funny how they leave that stuff out.
So why?
The secret recordings are now in evidence in the murder case against Courtney Clenny, and they offer a revealing window into how deeply toxic their relationship was.
Look at that. That's fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. Look at this. Fit, feminine, friendly, and
The
submissive.
prosecution could present them to a jury to show Clenny as a domestic abuser who ultimately plunged a knife into the chest of her boyfriend inside their luxury apartment in Miami.
You literally talked to her without telling me! Courtney, I was on a bike ride and she passed me and I said hi.
I have a question. I mean, it seems like these men tolerate more from, you know, their options. I'm gonna start using options instead of preferences. Their options. Um, I haven't seen too many of the brothers, say, damn, it's bad what happened to Abumseli. Guess he should have chose better.
Cell phone was reportedly hidden in Obumseli's pocket, so there isn't much video, but the audio is clear and it's painful to hear.
Casey, I'm sorry. Okay? Just let me apologize.
In many of the recordings, Obumseli is repeatedly apologizing. Clooney calls him the N-word multiple times. The video clips on his phone were recovered by Miami police investigators as part of their homicide probe. Our reporting partners at the Herald obtained them from the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office through a public records request.
Clooney remains jailed on a second-degree murder charge. Her defense team has not commented on the recordings. Naja Sherman, CBS 4 News Tonight.
Oh, there's more, folks. There is
Assalamu
more.
alaikum. Welcome to my channel, Runaway Slave. I would like to give a big up.
Okay, let me pause that for a minute. Okay. Let me see if I can start playing this right here. So what? Here we go.
Let go. Okay, come on, boy. Let go.
This is by I get this stuff from everywhere on YouTube. This is from Runaway Slave 2.0. Courtney Clenny, parents. Let's keep it going. I mean, this man is so submissive to her. He is emasculated to the maximum. But it's funny to me, it's almost comedic that the men like Obsidian, MTR, and all of those other clowns, okay, are crickets when it comes to this, firstly. And secondly, then they have the nerve to talk smack about black women. That's kind of weird to me. What do you guys think?
He saw me, and I know he's looking. I'm fed up with you. I'm fed up. I'm fed up that you treat me. Oh, yes, I'm not mad at you. Look, I say some whine that affected you. I didn't let her say anything. You did. Hey, let's go to mom right now. Let's pull her. No, I'm just gonna see. No, she's in the group chat. Let's put her on the phone right now. I dare you. You dare me?
Man, do you see how much disrespect this man has taken? Where you at, Manosphere fellas? Where you at? Where's the advantage here? Where's the upgrade? You know? I mean, are you going to tell this guy rudely that he should have chose better? Let's keep it going.
Say you do it. Just stop saying anything. Do it. Just stop saying anything. Just stop saying anything. That's what Ask her. Ask her if I touch her. Do you see how instigated he is? No, you're telling me I touch.
People, do you all remember?
Gorgeous couple. He's handsome. She's attractive. Yet and still, he should have chose better.
Remember the story, the white American girl, Courtney Clenny. She had a boyfriend, a black Nigerian by the name of Christian Toby, okay? They were in a relationship. This Courtney Clenny, she's a OnlyFans model, whatever she does. She has over 2 million followers on all kinds of social media. I actually did a video about this in the past when it first happened. Well, what happened is she took her Nigerian boyfriend out, Christian Toby, with the knife. She hawked him down in their Miami apartment after a so-called argument, totally unjust. You know, she's being charged now with second-degree murder for what she did to her boyfriend, Christian Toby. And People are doing everything in their power to get her out of this, okay? They're trying to get her out of this, and her people are going extremely hard for her. The latest thing in the news, her parents, Deborah and Kim Clenny. Her father's name is Ken. It is a man. It's not two women, but her father's name is Kim. Well, her parents, okay, were recently arrested in Texas for trying to hack into Christian Toby's computer after their daughter took him out with that knife and did that to him.
That is crazy. They're going all out for her. They know she's toast.
They were arrested for that, okay? The story says that Deborah Lynn Clenny, 57, and Kim Dwayne Clenny, 60, were taken into custody on an arrest warrant from another agency. They had gained possession of Christian Toby's computer before police were able to confiscate it, and they're facing charges related to hacking into his device. So after the daughter did what she did pretty much to Christian Toby with the knife, she gave her parents this laptop. She must have knew something was on it and told them to wash that thing up, you know, told them to go ahead and wash that up. And they're being accused of tampering with evidence, trying to help their little daughter, trying to help their little white daughter out. I think a lot of parents would probably do that. But what's crazy about this is, due to her white privilege, after she did this to this man, hacked him up with the knife, she was free for 4 months after chopping him up like that. 4 months. Courtney Clenny was free for 4 months. She's got a powerful defense attorney.
That's what you all get to look forward to, fellas. When you blindly choose wrong.
That's saying that what she did to Christian Toby was self-defense and justified. Self-defense and justified. Now, when investigators looked into this Christian Toby situation, they found videos of Courtney attacking Christian Toby, trying to beat the brakes off of him and things like that. I mean, you can see her on video literally trying to knock the braids out of his head. I mean, this is a violent girl here, very violent. This couple, these two, they've been dating for 2 years, and court records show that their relationship may have been.
I mean, it was off the chain. Let me show you some right here. Here we go.
That. So listen, again, I did a video in the past about this dude, Christian Toby, and a situation with her. I mean, look, very violent relationship, getting.
Now remember, oh, you guys are gonna love this. Remember the brick lady? The police are saying that his actions that sent her, the brick lady, Rhoda, to the hospital with the big bruise on her face, even though we still haven't seen the footage, was seen as even combat or something like that. They made up some excuse. This guy was stabbed to death. Crickets. So they had, get this, the manosphere has more smoke for Rhoda. A woman, I know she's from like another country, whatever, but she is black. They had more smoke for Rhoda than for being a victim, possibly, right? Possibly a victim, possibly a scammer. But I'll tell you one thing, what Rhoda didn't do, she didn't stab nobody. Have you seen any of the manosphere go in on this woman? Courtney Clenny? Not a one. That just shows you who they are. That just shows you exactly what the manosphere is about. She literally, I mean, she did at least 70 times more to this man over and over again than Rhoda ever possibly, what Rhoda is being accused of doing, because they still ain't even sent that tape. There ain't no tape yet. We're going by the word of a guy who got caught in lies. Olan If you watch his first video that he did on that live stream before he went on to Tanya TKO show, you will see that he even denied being there at first. Then later on said he was there. What is that? That's a freaking lie. Big ass lie. But the manosphere still protected that idiot who lied through his teeth. And now we have Courtney Clenny here, sending this brother to the clouds. And they ain't got nothing to say. Not a damn thing.
Abused by a woman, but he stated that he wanted to, he loved white women. You know what I'm saying? He worshiped this white woman. He didn't state that, but there were some things that he said. Okay?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't have to say anything. I mean, the actions speak louder than the words.
That would state that. I mean, this is a person, a Nigerian black man living in America. Obviously, he's under Caucasian European hypnosis, and I believe he was a person.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know. Oh my! I didn't see. Did you guys see this? Oh man. Oof. This is what he said. Toby, ironically, is his name. Bumselli. Black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. Me, honestly, I don't see. They not my type. Wow.
Nigerian black man living in America.
Here we go. Toby again. The way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. ... You guys, you can't make this shit up. He was literally doing stuff, saying stuff like this while getting his butt whooped by his non-black girlfriend. That is amazing. That is amazing.
America. Obviously, he's under Caucasian European hypnosis, and
let's see what he says here. See, the thing is this, it would have been different if he just kept, I would have felt more for him if he just kept it, kept it quiet or just kind of just was neutral, right? No, talk about hard karma. Talk about hard karma.
I believe he was pretty successful in what he was doing, but what's the point of being successful if you got this white girl beating the brakes off of you just so you...
Basically, yeah, he chose better. He chose better. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep it going.
You could say you were a white person, okay? And a lot of people, they didn't want to show support for Christian Toby because they checked his social media and they found a lot of ignorant anti-black woman propaganda. He's on social media praising.
See, that's the weird thing. Now I hate to say it, but I don't feel that bad now. I kind of felt horrible for him, and I still feel bad. Let me make that clear. Because, I don't think he deserved to pass away, but man, when karma hits, it hits hard sometimes.
Only white women, and that's not a good look there. That's not a good look, okay? It's not a good look. And because of this, there are a lot of people who are saying that he got what he deserved. Now, I personally, I personally don't care.
I'm not in for that. I mean, he got his karma. What he said was disgusting, but no. I mean, I don't think he deserved this. But he should have chose better. That's for sure. Here we go.
Care for guys like Christian Toby and this other guy, David Price. You seen a video that I did in the past on this black guy in Texas who praised white women. He praised the police. He dissed his black family on social media and things like that, only to get smoked by a white police officer who was just found not guilty, walked away, smoked him. So there you go, you know? Now, my thing is this, man. Do I want stuff like this to happen to people like Christian Toby and David Price? No. I don't believe
You don't.
anybody has the right to take a life they didn't give that life unless they're protecting life, you know? So do I want that to happen?
Let me pause this. Okay, everybody. This isn't a rumble room. I'm just going to throw it out there. This is not a rumble room. So let me keep it going.
No. But I noticed that the same people that they praise and adore and try to impress are the ones who took them up out of here violently, violently, you know? And I believe that people have the right to say they don't care. That's why on this channel, when people go in the comments and say, I don't care, whatever, I don't debate that, man, because they have the right to say that. I mean, especially with these guys who constantly went out and disrespected their own people, okay? They have the right to say that. I don't know what they went through in life or what they dealt with.
Let me pause right there. Yeah. Basically, the album selling, he should have chose better. Way better. You know what's funny, though? I guarantee you, if the Manosphere brothers had a chance to still date this woman right here, they would. Knowing she did what she did. I mean, look, they tolerated all that stuff from, remember, Just Pearly Things? They tolerated that stuff from her, right? Right? That's crazy. Let me break something down as far as the room. I know some people might have come from some roast rooms and stuff. Especially tonight, we're not doing that. There were plenty of options earlier today. But we want to try to focus on, the live stream. So people be as respectful as you can towards each other. I know sometimes, you may get a little upset. As long as you keep it respectful, keep it respectful. But if you throw names around, well, the mods can be modding. Mods be modding. Let's keep it cool. I appreciate the mods doing their thing. Very much so. So let me get back to this. So basically, it's like this. I don't think I have to go any further with this, but basically, here's her parents, and they tried to cover up the whole thing, um, which is crazy. And it just goes to show you that really choosing better is an objective thought, is a very objective thought, super objective. Should have chose better. You got to choose better. Marcy D says this, poor thing, thought he chose better because he is with a WW SMH. Crazy is crazy, no matter what the ethnicity. That is bars right there. That is bars. I'm gonna cut down here for a minute. Go way down here. This is funny. This guy loves to shout out some of the most demented people on YouTube. Obsidian, we all know what he did. So, Big Cap, how does that work? If you want to be, I mean, I assume that you want to be respected by people. If that's the case, then why are you hanging out with people that have done demented things to other people that clearly didn't deserve it? That's kind of weird. That's really weird. Literally, your whole list of men are losers. There's not one guy on your list, not one, that the remaining society would see as respectable. They all would see these men as trash. El Guapo, we know what he did. Angry Man. Well, we know. Did you know that he was freeloading off a woman living in her Section 8 room with her? Ask him about that. Ask him about his level of accountability where he made her pregnant 3 times in a row. Saint Kevin. Yeah, saint. He's a saint, all right. He was a saint of child support, not making it, not paying it. What a saint. A saint of 2 failed marriages, which is okay, but not when you start talking smack about women. Well, we know Obsidian. I mean, man, maybe you mean it as a joke. Was it a joke? Was it kinda like a sideways joke? Because if you didn't, I mean, we can't help you with that. We can't help you with that, Big Cap. I mean, we might need to you might need to take the K off and change it to a C. You know? Yeah, we might have to take that K off and change it to a C. Ah, Mystic, I understand what you're saying. We are it's getting close. Sometimes he's good for comic relief, but he's kinda getting, a little I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. We did he and I did agree on one thing the other day, out of about 1,000 other things, but hey, we're gonna keep it going now. We're gonna keep this going. So as you can see, the choosing better parents are there. Um, let's let's end this with a little bit more of an interview we were having with V. Lenore. Let's see if I have it on here. No, I don't, but I do have this.
How are they doing? She said, he doing okay. She said, yeah, they got him out there, but half that stuff, they don't believe either. Not about them kids and all that other stuff like that. So nobody believe that. I've never seen that side of him. My sister said the same thing too. That's not even a fool.
Well, I want to make sure I get this right. Okay, this is just Ernesto, and Dre. So I want to jump into this because it seems to me Sonya wants to choose better too. Um, the fellas want some accountability for the women. So I'm gonna give them a little bit.
Hey, Jonesy babes, and welcome back to my channel. So don't eat me up in the comment sections when I ask you this, okay? Because don't give me too much. But
Let me
you
go
just need to fall back and
Let me find something a little bit here, okay? Give me a second. Here we go. Here we go. Okay.
It was kind of slow.
Okay.
I have not.
We are going to continue from the point of time where we were doing the V. Lenore interview. You are going to have to go back on my tapes to see the first part of this interview. But this will be fun because we want to break down why Miss Durham, now she changed her name back to Durham, except for Miss Waller, is making it clear she's choosing better by choosing a man who can't even stay out of prison, is looking at some prison time for DV and whatever. DV, SA, scams, you name it, he did it. So let's find out. Let's go into it. Here we go.
I kicked it in Detroit. You said Cleveland is slow? Is that
Cleveland
what you
is
said?
slow. Yeah. Yeah. If you compare that to all these other places, Cleveland is slow.
Well, yeah, I could see that.
Cleveland is slow.
But
Slow.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well,
slow.
let's get back to Ernesto. So you met Ernesto when you were going to look at a property that you wanted to rent. Is that correct?
There
Or
was a property,
in the
it's
chat
a nail
though-
salon now, but it used to be like a workout spot, but it had a police sign in the window. And we met. It was when we just started talking. We talked the first day, I think we talked I think for 3 hours.
Well, hold on. You went to actually go start a business. This man, you
Yeah, so I had a guy that I met on a dating site because I was on a dating site. And so the date turned into a business meeting. And then we ended up saying we're gonna partner up and just open up something in Atlanta because he did big real estate in New York. He was from New York. So he didn't know anything about the club business, and that was my background. So him and I was gonna do a gay club in Atlanta. And so I was looking for spaces because I was living in Buckhead. So I hadn't been to Atlanta really before. So I didn't know Atlanta. So I just knew the area that I was in.
Okay.
So I was looking around in the area that I was in. And this location was actually maybe 4 blocks from my house.
Okay.
I'm going to pause this for 1 second because I want some very important interaction to happen right now. I need everyone to give me your best analytical reply to why Shirley Strawberry even got involved with Nesto. Let's keep it going. Just go ahead and put it in the chat while I play this. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so you went over there to see the property because you wanted to lease it or buy it?
I saw the property a couple of times, but this day I took the number down. I called, nobody answered, but then later that day, because the grocery store is in between. No, the grocery store's on this side, and then it's a separate location, and then it's me. So I passed it, and then I saw somebody walking in, and then that's when I was like, here's my chance. Let me run up and see. Because the lease sign was still up.
Okay.
And he had just leased it. That was the
so he was-
problem.
Okay.
He had just
And
got
he saw
keys that
you?
day. He
Was
just
he
got the
by
keys that day.
Was he by himself?
By himself, alone.
And you were alone as well?
My granddaughter was in the car with me.
Okay. So you get there, you find out the property that you're interested in is already leased by this guy. How did that turn? So, and let's go back. You said
I still don't understand why. Let's see what happened here. Let's keep it going.
your date turned into a business meeting, and now a business meeting has turned into a relationship.
A date. You spent that one.
You did that. Y'all did that. Y'all spent that. So
indirectly, it turned into a friendship.
So let me understand this though. You meet him. You all are exchanging information, and you talk for 3 hours. Did he ever say, "I'm married"? By the way, I'm married.
No, because the conversation never went there.
For 3 hours, what is there to talk about to a stranger?
Man, we talked about my history, my past, my shooting, business, work, the club business, my background in club business.
Why you tell this stranger all your business? in the first 3
I get that from my
hours?
dad. My dad can sit there and talk a stranger to death for hours. We used to always be in the car mad because he'd be outside just talking somebody to death. We'd be like, come on now. And he'd just be like, so yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me go ahead and hit some of these up here. Mystic Moon breaks it down like this. So many reasons. This is reasons why Shirley Strawberry even bothered with him. She didn't understand her worth, ignorance, Christianity, BMW, etc. Phoenix Soul says this. Miss Miss Strawberry bought into the same tired rhetoric we all have. If he loves you, so what if he can only pay the light bill? It's hard for the black man, yada yada yada. Apparently, so that that was a good one. That was a good one. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta go. Here we go.
Sonia.
I don't know. Sometimes you just click with a person. I mean, that's not the first time that's ever happened. But sometimes you just click.
So she just clicked with the criminal. Remember now, if you remember the first episode, this is a young lady who was shot by one boyfriend and beat up by 3 others. Or was it 2 others? And the total was 3. So she definitely should have chose better, but you want to know something? Guess what I did? I went through the manosphere. I went to the manosphere through streets, and guess what? There are crickets on her. You want to know why? Because she was more than fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive to all them criminals. She was more than fit, feminine, and friendly to all those dudes. They didn't give her any smoke because they approve.
Click with a person, and he basically was listening for the most part. I think he chimed in after we stopped talking about RVs. He chimed in 1 or 2 times very briefly, but mainly he was just like, for
Okay.
real,
He's
for
listening to
real.
you. You know what they say, communications class?
Mhm.
And what they say is the person in control of the conversation is the one that's doing the least amount of talking. He was listening, he was learning you during those 3 hours. What you think?
Yep. And learning him and learning ways to manipulate her, and it worked well.
Yeah, he had to because I was talking and he was listening, so he had to be learning.
Would you learn? Did you? Okay, well, tell me this. What about, or what? No, let me go back.
I'd like to give a very warm welcome to Kittens and Caskets in the house. Right on. Miss RV in the house. Everybody is in the house. Phoenix Soul in the house. New Diamond in the house. Act Natural Under Pressure in the house. Big Caps in the house. Mystic Moon is in the house. Rena West. Here we go.
I gotta assume that if I'm talking to a man I don't know from Adam, and he has 3 hours to spend talking to me on the phone after we just met.
No, this was in person.
Y'all sat and talked for 3 hours. You and the grandbaby too. Poor baby. How old is the
No. She got dropped off. My daughter came by and got her. So no.
Okay.
3.
Her daughter came by and got her after she was supposed to probably drop off the kid herself. Her daughter got mad, had to go get her. That's my observation, or thought process. Here we go.
3 hours in person.
Oh, okay. So that feels like a kind of like a date.
No. Wasn't no drinks or food involved, so no.
Well, he
Okay.
obviously he knew, he had a good feeling that you were probably single. I'm guessing you were single. Were you single?
No, I told him so I did mention that I was engaged.
Oh, that's right.
So this is a character flaw here. She's engaged, but she's engaging with another guy who's married. Does that make sense to anybody? Let me say that again because it was kind of a tongue twister. She was engaged, but was engaging with a man that was married for 3 hours. That's weird.
Remember?
Okay. All right.
Because I don't do old, I wasn't into old people. So when I looked at him, I was just like, he's old because, he looks old. So
does he look
didn't know,
old?
didn't know. So didn't know we were 3 years apart, but I was dating, always dated extremely younger people than me.
That tells you something else about her too. Yeah, it definitely does. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. This is a whole grown ass woman. Ma'am, it's time to wake the F up. Man. No drinks or food because she declined a cheese factory. Big cap. That is crazy. Yeah, she said old people. The funny thing, Mystic Moon, is she's older than most of us. Not me, but most of this that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing. Let me keep it going. Here we go.
Because I'll be honest, when I look at him, I don't think, oh, that's an old man. Now, when he starts talking, he reminds me of my family in Georgia.
He reminds me of my uncle. And I used to always say that, my great grandmother's son. So my great uncle, he's remind me of my great uncle.
Yeah, he's got that old vibe to me, but he doesn't look particularly old to me. You know what I'm saying?
And I say his voice sounds older than he looks, but his conversation.
Yeah, he's saying they're saying he sounds older, but he sounds weaker, really, to me. But let's keep it going.
Is young. That's how I feel like it is.
Okay.
His conversation is young.
Young is a sense of
young is not in his 50s. He don't sound like he's in his 50s.
But what I'm saying, what I'm asking is, when you say the way he talks is young, do you mean like he's kind of? Do you think he might be a little immature? No, it's not that.
Not that. Like how I can sound young. Like I like how I talk. Like I don't feel like I sound like somebody's grandma.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk to people, and I'm, chit chatting it up, and I'll, say my daughter's 36, and they'll be looking at me like, your daughter's.
I don't know why she thinks that's so interesting or cool. I really don't. Let's keep it going.
36. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I know I don't sound too young, but I don't think I sometimes or all the time sound like I'm in my 50s unless I'm lecturing, which I lecture my kids. So
hold on one second. Her daughter, do we have a problem? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. All right. I'm so sorry. Okay, so with that said, okay, girl, so when did you find that, before you found out that he was married, let me not even go there just yet. When did you know that you were attracted to him?
At the end of the 3 hours of talking to him.
Big Cap, if you're going to tell people something, you might want to understand that their gender. From what I remember, Act Natural Under Pressure, I believe, is a woman. A rather attractive person at that. So I think you should be, at least be accurate. Here we go. Yeah, Phoenix Soul, you nailed it. She's stuck on ageism because she still gives AF about a male gaze. Yep. Wait, okay, Big Cap, you just said this to act. Big Cap, you just said this to act. He said, act. Chill, bruh. You don't know me and I don't know you. Let's keep it there. Heart, heart, hearty, heart, heart. Right? That was you, right? I mean, I'm not trying to like, put you on Front Street or nothing. I'm just saying what I saw. I mean, I'm just like correcting. Bruh. Okay, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Cap. W- That's a funny thing I've noticed about a lot of men, especially in the manosphere. They talk to women like they're men. Women don't usually reply to bruh. So, I mean, you can say that if you want, but it doesn't show a level of respect or maturity to other people. So, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Thought I'd throw it in there. Here we go.
Okay. Okay. And what was it about?
Kind of attracted to him.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. Kind of, not all the way in.
Yeah.
Because I just broken up with my ex maybe in July. This was the end of October. But I just had a birthday in September, and then
Y'all cracking me up in the chat. One of these days, I'm just going to start a live stream called Go. And everybody could talk about anything. You know what I mean? I might have a vague topic, but basically, y'all could go back and forth. Let me keep going. Here we go.
my ex took me out for my birthday, and we went and did dinner and gifts and all types of nice stuff. So we were kind of still on the phone. It wasn't like a breakup, I don't talk to you no more type of scenario. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mystic Moon breaks it down like this. Yes, you are right. They do talk to women like men. Yes, absolutely. DJ, you always catching the BS. Yeah, I do. I try to catch the must. Sometimes I'll say something, sometimes I won't. But yeah, I do. I've noticed that. A lot of I've seen DJ Academics does that a lot. He'll call a woman, what, bruh? What's the problem, bruh? It's like I'm thinking I'm going to see some dude on the screen, and he's talking to a woman. I think there's a gendering thing going on with the fellas in the manosphere, where they're starting to compare themselves to women, to being women. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. They compare themselves to women, and they're behaving in a way as if women are the same gender as they are. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's keep it going.
So it was. So I was kind of still,
Yeah.
occupied. Knew I wasn't getting back with him because we're 23 years apart. So I knew I wasn't getting back with him.
What?
But that's why I said I wasn't dating people my
So there's no shade to a woman dating somebody 23 years her younger than her. I mean, a woman has that option, but she got engaged to the guy and then literally dumped him because another guy had better game than him. That's basically what happened. You see that she's not making a whole lot of sense right now, but that's the way love goes. Here we go.
age. So he's 20. He was born the day after I got shot. So how weird is that, right?
Wait a minute. Did she say that he was there the day she got shot? Wait a minute. Oh, he was born the day she got shot. Is that what he said?
Sign. Okay, but anywho,
He's a sweetheart. Look, but that's why I said I wasn't dating people my age. So he's 20. He was born the day after I got shot. So how weird is that, right?
Girl, it should have been a sign. Okay, but anywho.
He's a sweetheart. Look, he's a sweetheart.
I'm sure he is. He's a baby. What the hell? He's a child. What you talking about? So you said your daughter is how old?
I've dated a lot of guys. Like my other ex just turned, his birthday's today, actually. I gotta say happy birthday. And he just turned 40 today.
What?
We're 15 years apart.
Y'all 15 years apart. But that other.
It sounds like she likes to choose better. You know? But I thought, wait a minute, she's getting all this fun and excitement from younger men, which is fine. But again, it kind of like knocks holes in the hitting the wall theory that a lot of the manosphere feeds into, you know, the mind of their constituents and other women who will listen to them. That's interesting. Here we go.
One. He's younger than your daughter?
He's in between my kids, yeah. He's my son will be 24 and my daughter's 36.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Here we go.
Okay.
So they're in between. He's in between.
Wait a minute.
Okay, let me pause it there. We got so much more to do on this one. We're gonna have to do that on another day. I would like to thank everyone for your support tonight, but it's getting late. We got a lot to do. I got a lot to do tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, where am I at here? Where am I at here? Okay. Let me go back to, where is it at? Oh, that's what I got to do. Okay, hold on one second. Going back one. Going back again.
Hey, Jonesy babes, and welcome.
Pause that. And DJ Torch is going to kick the beat. Wow, that sounds good. All right. Oh, by the way, if you had a good time tonight, feel free to put in a 1 in the chat, 2 if it was okay, 3 if you had a bad time. You can keep it real. 1 if it was a good time, 2 if it was a bad time, 3 if it was on point. I mean, no, wait. 1 if it was on point, 2 if it was okay, and 3 if it was all bad. There we go. Would like to keep it going here. Here we go. I'm going to kick the beat.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Big shout out. Black Natural Under Pressure. Phoenix Soul. Marcy D. New Diamond. Mystic Moon. K Brown. Big Cap.
So tell your good life.
Miss RV.
I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible life.
Marcy D. New Diamond.
So tell your good life.
Kittens in Caskets.
I'll find a better one. Susceptible life. Before the moment flies.
Green and West.
It's not a problem. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me.
Kevin, the lifestyle
I'm
guy.
addicted to what you and I realize either way I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Rack girl.
So tell your goodnight, 'cause I'll find no matter what.
Anya Sweat.
Yeah, susceptible now. Before the moment flies, before it flies.
Legs for life.
Goodnight, 'cause I'll find no matter what.
Rita Regaming.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Alrighty, everybody. This is DJ Torch. And I'm out of here.
A dramatic